this is not the first Grand Prix to be held in Las Vegas, and because of its previous Las Vegas history, it has created a sense of negative connotation among fans about the 2023 Las Vegas. And fans are saying that this could be the worst F1 circuit ever. So let's find out what all this outrage is about and why the F1 Las Vegas is such a bad idea. You see, before 2023, Las Vegas hosted two F1 Grand Prix. First Grand Prix was held on October 17th, 1981, and the second Grand Prix was held on September 25th, 1982. So just 2 years. And the race was held on the temporary street circuit, set up in the parking lot of the Caesars Palace Hotel. That's right, the race was in the car park of Caesars Hotel. And the track length was just 2.3 miles long, which was below the average length of F1 circuits that are usually over 3.3 miles. It featured a really simple layout with tight corners, and that's where the first problem began. Drivers didn't actually like the circuit because of lack of overtaking opportunities. And not to mention, these events were held in the months of September and October, and there was extreme heat. And due to the anti-clockwise circuit layout, it added more stress on the driver's neck and body due to the predominance of left-hand turns. In fact, Piquet vomited into his helmet while racing and had to be lifted out of his car after the race. The pit lane also had to be out in the open because it was too narrow and the location lacked that charm and the character of traditional circuits. You see, Formula One races often thrive in locations with a strong motorsport tradition, and Las Vegas, despite its appeal as a tourist destination, it did not have that same historical and that same traditional connection with the motorsport and F1 like some other venues in Europe, for example. But I know you guys would ask, what does that have to do with the 2023 circuit? And you're right, there's been a lot of things that have been changed and a lot of things have been fixed since 1982. But in this 40 years, there's a whole set of new problems, a whole set of new issues in this new Las Vegas track. So, let's get to that. But before we talk about the problems, let's find out why is it even back? And what have they fixed? What have they fixed since 1982? So, how did F1 get increasingly popular in the US? Popular Netflix series Drive to Survive played a big part in attracting casual fans and creating a strong audience base in the US and around the world as well. Austin and Miami Grand Prix also added to the popularity of F1, with Austin Grand Prix becoming the highest attended 3-day F1 event ever, attracting 400,000 people over the race weekend. So obviously they wanted to introduce the sport to as many people, as many Americans as possible. Okay, so let's get to the chase now. There are about 5 different levels of experience and about 100,000 fans are expected to attend this race. So obviously this circuit is not in a parking lot. It in fact wraps around the most iconic landmarks around Las Vegas, including the world famous Las Vegas Strip. Now, compared to the older Las Vegas circuit, this one is 3.8 miles long, features 17 corners, and a 1.18 mile straight. Furthermore, it wouldn't be as hot as it was in 1982 or 1981 because the race for the next 3-year contract with Las Vegas will take place at nighttime in mid-November. Construction is proceeding at full speed, new and improved roads are being paved, along with a much better paddock area with more grandstands and viewing options for the audience. In fact, the inaugural show is supposed to kick off with an immersive display and will be complemented with 1,000 lights, 100 laser shows, fireworks and drone shows, etc., with the cheapest ticket beginning from $500, making it the most expensive race to visit in 2023. But there are a lot of things that are weird about this race. For example, the race would begin at 10 p.m. on a Saturday night instead of Sundays. And this is done to make sure that they were broadcasting at a time when the European fans and Asian fans can get up with a cup of coffee and watch the race at 6 or 7 in the morning. So timing is a huge issue for real fans at the event. Locals living in Las Vegas have also raised their issues and their concerns because the backyards of their house will literally be covered with grandstands, and it is just insane to hear all that noise from cars and fans late in the night. It's crazy. Others have raised issues with how this could lead to heavy traffic to get to and out of Vegas City during the race. Drivers and teams nervous because of bright lights around the entire city with the spear that could cause major distractions to the driver on the track. In fact, three-time world champion Max Verstappen said that it's more for the show than the race itself. But the real F1 lovers talk about how they're not happy because it only attracts rich F1 fans who could afford these tickets, and that the track itself is not as exciting to them. Regardless, there is a lot of hype around the race, and it's definitely gonna be a super crazy exciting once launched. So the question arises, right? Is the F1 Las Vegas 2023 doomed to fail yet again? Well, there's only one way to find out. But until then, that's it for today's video, and see you in the next one.